Hey guys and gals, so here's the scene. Let me set the vibe for you here. So this is a 69 Dart off Craigslist, the abandoned one as I called it. It was stuck away in the barn for, well, I don't know, a long time. That's a long time, about 21 years. And of course you see it got whacked in the rear, at least it missed the frame rail. Lucky on that, but it took a hit back there and I guess I parked it. So I'm in the process of getting this thing ready to run again. Hopefully, fingers crossed. I think Phil may come up this weekend and I'll wait on him and we'll try to light it off with him here. He's been asking about it, so I think we're going to do that. So as part of this, I've been going through the fuel system, and same as with this car, when I pulled it in out of a field where it was, the fuel system was in bad shape, the carburetor had problems, and fuel tank had problems. I put a new fuel tank in that one, and all that sort of thing. So I know I was going to have to deal with this one. I've got another tank to go in here, which that's a good thing because I want to show you what this tank looks like. I've told you already, I think, a time or two or three, that I smell a lot of stale rotten gas. If you ever smelled that smell, you never forget it, and it stays with you forever, and all that kind of thing colors your perceptions from that point forward. So anyway, I smelled a lot of rotten gas. Smelled it up front, smelled it really heavily back here at the back, and I kind of thought I smelled it too much. Now, again, I'm going to say something that I've already pointed out, I think, in this video on this car here, but these cars have an open tank ventilation system. There is no way to capture the vapors out of them. Somebody, you might have, I don't forget what your username is, but you mentioned something about taking the cap off. That makes no difference because the system is not pressurized. It's just got a filler tube up there, as I showed you on the brown car, that's got a tube that comes out of it, a vent tube, and it goes down in the bottom. I'm going to show you that in a minute, but let's take a look at this tank. This is hands down the worst tank I've ever pulled out of one of these. Looks good from here, doesn't it? Well, let's get a little closer. Oops. This is the pad on the top of the insulation pad, and I'm going to peel some of these flakes of rust off here. Now, what's not good is that's part of the bottom of the car there. Now, this car is very clean underneath, except that it obviously got rain, water collected on that over a long period of time, and so it's I really need to get my vacuum out here, I guess. I really need to have this on my tripod, I suppose, but we're going to just do this like this. The first thing's not good is you're not supposed to be able to do this on the top of the gas tank. So let's kind of peek under here. I want to save this thing. It's kind of glued down right here. Well, I just said that, now I ripped it, I think. I got another one, I guess, if I need it, but it's kind of, when I was underneath this car, I noticed, man, this thing, it looked like it was leaking gas all over the place. There we go. Just shake that off there. Like what's her name says, shake it off. Oh yeah. Oh, that's nice. Whole top of the tank's rusted out. That's the first time I've ever seen one do that. This reminds me, there's gas in it in the bottom, probably maybe a gallon or so. But this reminds me of looking in these movies where there's a ship that's partially sunk. That's what this reminds me of. I'm gonna be careful here. Bending this back. This is why every time I get a car that's been sitting this long, I automatically write off the gas tank. I don't care. I don't. People talk about putting marbles and gravel and acid wash them and all that crap. No, if I can my new tank, that's what I'm going to do. You see all that stuff there? That's tar. That's what's in the gas line. There's a little bit of liquid gas in there. Ew. But there's what's left of the liquid part of it. But you see this here? I tried to stick my finger down in there, but you see that? That's a layer of shellacked gas. And you ought to smell this. I got to get my face away from it. Poisonous, but oh God, it's awful. So there's the gasket, the seal, which is probably still good. Let's just pull that out of there. No, because this gas has turned it. You see, it's like real hard and stiff here. Har. And hello. Then now it's all, you can squoze it right there. It's like I don't know what it's like. It's like real spongy rubber. So that's junk. And what I don't like is my special. They're home. They're special. Let me show you this thing here. I can work it out of here. Yeah. All right. This is the vent tank, the tank vent apparatus. I said it's got. I showed you this on the other car. I know I did. I'm repeating myself, but it's got a port right there. See there? There it is. Got a port there, and then it loops around, like I said, to keep, if you fill the tank all the way up to the neck, fill it to the rim, then it keeps it from overflowing out down in here, and then it just comes out down here like that, and it just goes into a, hell, this doesn't even go to a vent. I thought it did. I thought this went into the tank vent rail, but the frame rail. I think the other one does. I think the other car does. This one, I guess, does not. Guess what? I hear a train coming. So anyway, the end of this thing is rotted off. That's great. This is probably not usable. That's the local. You know how I know that's the local that runs up to Lewisburg and back? Because how fast it's moving, and that's got ST40's power on it. You can hear EMD engines. That's a short train. They scoot on through here. So yeah, so that ain't good. Never seen one do that before. So it's junk, but it's all right. They make replacements. I don't like having to buy a replacement, but so yeah, like I said, what did this is this floor just collected water, and the floor is okay. I'm gonna get out and double check. Oh yeah, it does. I'm sorry. I told you totally wrong. There's the frame rail right there, and there's this where that thing sticks down in there. So that was through. This is a '69, and then in 1970 they started. You know, California started implementing pollution laws before the states did. All the rest of the federal did. So one of the first things they did in 1970 is they started, if you have a 1970 California car, then you'll have that filter tube, but then you'll have another standpipe of a looking deal that's kind of capped off that goes, where's my hand at? There it is. The screen went dark and I couldn't see my hand. Anyway, it's got a standpipe thing, and it's got 4 tubes that terminate inside of it. It's called a 4-corner ventilation system in the tank. It's got a vent, 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 vent. And they tried that, and that was kind of So that was in California for 1970, and then federal for 1971. And actually what they did collect vapors out of that and send it up front, but it was burned in the engine. It connected to the fuel pump or the crank ventilator filter up there. I've got one of those. They got an extra little port on them. And then in 72, like I said, they went to a charcoal canister. They did away with that four corner stuff and simplified it. So you got to put up a little bit of gas fumes on one of these. This car, like I said, this one's not too bad about it. I mean, I drive down the road, I may get a little whiff. Oh no. You might want a stink bug. Like a little whiff here and there, but it's livable, I guess. All right, guys. Well, man, this thing stinks from here. I'll tell you what I'm going to do is I'm going to sit here, clean up a little bit, get this rust dumped in the garbage. That sounds funny just saying that. And I am going to pull out that sending unit there because I need that. If nothing else, I can use the lock ring off of it because that has the good original lock ring on it, the thick one that I screwed up and threw away on this one. So that has that, and maybe, fingers crossed, maybe, just maybe this sending unit will work if it's not just ruined. But the gas tank for sure is. It has the original line on it. It's never been taken off because it's got this little squeeze clamp looking deal. And they put that on at the factory. Look at that. Isn't that nice looking? Squing. So there you go, guys. That's kind of why you don't ever count on using one of these tanks again. If it's been sitting 20 years, it's over. Not unless it was put away with no gas in the tank. It's done. It's over, especially if you see big gaping rust holes up here. My gosh, that's astounding. I've never seen a tank this bad. This takes the cake. I wonder if that gas will still burn. I don't care to find out. Thanks, guys, for watching, and I'm sure glad you're here to view it and not smell it because it is rank. See ya.